Birgit, welcome here at this beautiful place in Cannes. Could you please introduce yourself and what you're doing?
Thank you for the invitation. It's truly beautiful here and it's really hot. My name is Birgit Wiggert. I work at Allianz in Media Verticalization. Why do we call it verticalization? We are looking at the full funnel, end-to-end execution in media. And for the very first time in Allianz history, we have a global media agency, and I lead this global relationship since end of 2023. And basically my job is to be the central hub for the agency or providers, my stakeholders in the Allianz markets in our countries with my colleagues. And Allianz, of course, is known as one of the largest providers for financial services and insurance. We have about 150,000+ employees in, I think, close to 70 countries worldwide.
Wow, so a really huge company.
Yes.
I guess you're monitoring a lot what's happening out there in the world. And so what are the trends? What do you see happening out there? And how do you react on that with your marketing media strategy?
Very nice question. Thank you for that. I would say what we see is that there are many opportunities for businesses now to come together and spread more of positive messages, acting as societal connectors. Because what we currently see, unfortunately, in the political landscape, of course, is there's a lot of division. So we as Allianz try to spread the word that we should come together as people, as humans, create positive connections. We actually have established a program that we call Power of Unity. It was established late last year, where we're trying to work together with communities, with other stakeholders, to basically spread the word of coming together as a society and promoting unity in terms of inclusion, diversiveness, etc. So the whole DEI topic is very important to us, and we also do that through media.
I really like that. But your job is not only about purpose, it's also about effectiveness. Media is always about effectiveness. So how do you manage being more effective? How do you measure effectiveness?
So effectiveness starts for us when we actually create the creative for a campaign. We usually measure the effect of that creative before we even put it live. So we test a lot, I would say. This is sort of the initial Kickstarter. And effectiveness itself, of course, we look at the metrics that matter for us. They might not be the same for another business. I also believe, as one of the most well-read marketing professors on LinkedIn would say, there isn't one marketing funnel. You would have to look at your marketing funnel. It might not be the same even in every market. Depends on whether you are a direct business or you have your agents, in our case, selling insurance. So we have to really look at the different ways of how do we work in distribution as well, and look at what works really best in each market. So we don't have a one-size-fits-all model in terms of how we activate and measure, but we look at creating standards, if that makes sense.
That sounds very complex, to be honest. I guess, or I hope that AI can help you in solving that problems. So can you tell us a little bit about how you use AI in your media strategy?
Absolutely. I think every marketer nowadays would say AI is in the mix. So it really starts for us, obviously on agency side, I would have to say, with the actual planning that comes after the brief, obviously. A lot of our platform partners use AI, obviously, so we benefit from that. One of our biggest partners who we have a global partnership with is Google. Obviously, they use AI in terms of also helping us to create better campaigns, create better outcomes. They also help us on the creative side to adapt assets so that they actually work on inventory. And AI also helps us to create better measurement in terms of how do we address a campaign that runs for a certain time, how do we optimize during that time. I would also want to mention that we are currently looking at how do we actually create the assets for a campaign through AI. So we have a very talented team in Germany, for example. They have run a campaign for pet insurance that was solely, completely developed via AI. We also had co-creation between our French and German colleagues who created a home insurance campaign through AI. So there's a lot happening, and we are just learning, and we are on a journey. It's very exciting.
Nice. I'm curious to hear where you will be in 1 year, for example, in that journey. So looking forward to talk to you again, and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. Thank you for having me.